are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network. We're a news recap show that's going to be going over a bunch of information that we think you people really ought to know about. I don't know if I mentioned this in the first segment, but I look kind of scruffy today, and I left one of the lights off that I usually have on. It's because I just got off work a little bit ago, and I have plans for tonight. I'm going to visit a really close friend of mine, probably my best friend in the whole wide world. I'm going to visit tonight, so I'm gonna wait till later on to shower up and shave and do all that good stuff that you have to do to look presentable. But I just got off work, and I'm all stinky and gross and nasty right now. But I really, I was looking at the news, which I tend to do on my free time. I was actually working on some artwork for my sci-fi novels, and I was listening to some of the news I listened to while I was doing that, and I got some good information, and I decided to do this emergency broadcast. Again, I've got the links for broadcast 2 topics up in the broadcast 1 videos. I got some links that I'm going to put on these in this emergency broadcast, so you all can go check that stuff out. But again, we encourage you to just go to Google, even though it's a CIA-run operation to monitor you. Use it, because the internet's a double-edged sword. At the same time, it's meant to watch us and learn our habits. It also gives us an information overload where we can find out just about anything we want to find out. So I encourage you to do that. Again, sorry folks, the doorbell just rang, and given what I'm doing and knowing what I know, and having the confrontations I've had with particularly a CIA operative a few months ago, it concerns me. But I hear some talking upstairs, and I think it's just a visitor, a good visitor to visit my family upstairs. So that being said, let me get back on to what I want to talk about here. Now, the topic for this one, let me do a time check. Yeah, so, sorry folks, the camera's not staying still today. So my topic here for this segment is going to be genetically modified organisms, GMO. Now just go type GMO into a search engine. I got some links for you. But just go look into it. It's a pretty big topic. Basically, what genetically modified organisms are just what they sound like, genetically modified organisms. The big company doing it is called Monsanto, and the big crop they're using is corn. Now they're doing it with all types of crops. Really everything has GMO in it. And I thought that you people should know about this stuff. Mainly because this is something that affects you every day. In everything that you eat, there is GMO. It is in all food, because it's in the food that they feed the animals, so it's in the meat, it's in the crops, it's in the plant life. And originally it was developed as a way to make crops yield better, to make them grow better. It had good intentions at first. But it turned out now, later on, it was started back in the 30s or in the 20s, might even been started before then. They started researching this stuff. It got real big in the 70s, and now it's in everything. And what GMO is a combination of genes. They'll take plant and insect genes, and they'll produce plants that provide their own pesticides that'll kill the bugs that try to eat it, and then they feed that to us. It's like, well, basically it's poison. That's the bluntest way to say it, that the food is poisoned. Which GMO is the name of the poison. And what we've learned now is that these foods that are built with genetically modified organisms, that are grown with genetically modified organisms, that are fed genetically modified organisms, what we found out is that this GMO, through modern studies, and you can go look these up, folks. I didn't link to any of them, but you can go look it up. It's real simple. I've mentioned this stuff in prior segments. I'm almost positive. I didn't link to anything, but go check it out. We want you to start becoming active. And basically what these GMOs do is they increase your rate of cancer, they cause organ failure, and it's been discovered that in the 3rd generation, you feed it to the grandparents, you feed it to the parents, and then the grandchildren become infertile. By the 3rd generation, you're unable to produce children. I'm almost positive I've mentioned this in earlier segments, but I just wanted to reiterate this, that this is going on. So, it's not only the fact that the New World Order wants us to die, they're actively poisoning our food. and they're not letting us know about it. Again, California tried to get a proposition passed this past election, Proposition 31, which would have had foods with GMOs inside of them labeled, and it got struck down. Again, the voting system is very flawed in this country. The voting machines make it very easy to rig an election, and even the UN inspectors were sent over to watch our elections. They say they cannot believe the American people put up with this type of election. Again, in every other country, at the voting booths, after you make your votes and cast your ballot, it prints you out a paper document that says what you voted for, so you have some proof that you voted for these things, so that the voting machines can be double-checked. In our country, does not happen. We are the only country, again, we are the founders of democracy in the modern world, yet we are the least democratic system of voting. Again, I have a term for this. I call it Twilight Zone, Bizarro World. And again, if you're a zombie, you don't know what that means. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, but you think you're not a zombie, and you say, well, I know a lot about GMO, but I'm not a zombie. Go look at our definitions video. I don't mean the Twilight Zone TV show. I don't mean Bizarro World where evil Superman comes from. And I don't mean zombies as in flesh-eating monsters. Again, we have our own definitions right here at the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network of what those terms mean. So that being said, that's it for this emergency broadcast. I just found out some news today. Again, the GMO isn't breaking news that I just learned today. The GMO stuff is stuff I've known for a while. I haven't been able to incorporate it into one of my planned broadcasts yet, but it's information that you people really ought to know about. So that being said, I want to thank everyone for joining us. I want to remind folks to stay safe, stay strong, to stay alive, to stay free, and to stay informed. Thanks for joining us here on the emergency broadcast, and well, we'll see you in the next broadcast. Again, we are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network, and I am your main host. You all can call me the Captain. Have a good one, everybody.